Now these are the steps how you can set up PHP on your system. Okay, how you can run PHP code on your system. First of all, you need a platform like an operating system, MS Windows, Linux, Unix. Second, make your system as server. How you can make your PC like server? PHP is a server-side scripting language. For this, install like XAMPP server, WAMP server. Clear? After installation, then you need a text editor for writing PHP code like Notepad, Notepad++. After then, you need a web browser for running PHP program code. Okay, for running PHP programs, then you need a browser. After tomorrow is your practical class, so in that class we will see all these things in detail, how to install, how to set up PHP code. Clear? How to run PHP. In the practical class we will do all these things. Clear? After writing source code, then you have to save your file with .php extension in the following path. Like in C, there is a XAMPP server, XAMPP folder. Then there is a subfolder htdocs. In that folder, you have to create any folder, give any name. Okay. Then save your PHP files in that folder. Clear? In detail, we will see in tomorrow's lecture. Now, the PHP variables. Basically, variables are the containers for storing information. Clear? Like we can say name of memory areas. Then how to create variables? Like here, this is a variable. We use $sign for declaring any variable like $x, then semicolon. Clear? In PHP, there is no need to provide any data type. Like in C, C++, when you declare any variable, you have to give data type name like int, float, char, double. Okay, but in PHP, there is no need to specify any data type because the type of the variable is identified which value you assign to it. Okay, type of the variable is identified from the value you assigned. Like 25 is an integer, so this variable have integer data type. Hello is a string, so this variable is what type? String. Clear? Like in this example, there is a 3 variables. First txt, $txt equal hello world. This is a string, so txt is of what type? String. Then x have the value 5, so 5 is the integer value, so x is of integer type, and y have a float value. Clear? So y is of float type. Then there are printing statements. This is a line break for next line. Like first we print txt, then there is a next line, so cursor will move to next line, line break. Then we are printing x, then again line break, next line. Okay, then we are printing y variable. Clear? This is a simple program for illustrating the concept of variables. Next, there are some rules we have already seen in previous lecture. Variable starts with the dollar sign followed by the name of the variable. Variable name must start with the letter or underscore. Okay. You can start variable name with letters like alphabets, or you can start with it by using underscore like underscore a. Clear? A variable name cannot start with the number. You cannot use any digit at starting. Clear? Like this dollar sign 9p. Okay, this is an invalid variable name. Variable name can only contain alphanumeric characters and underscores. Okay, you cannot use any other special symbol. Only underscore can be used. Variable names are case sensitive. As we seen in previous lectures, variable names are case sensitive. Like if you are declaring age like this, then if you are using this, these are different. Okay, in small case and in capital case, these are different. Moving to next slide. For output or for printing variables value, the PHP echo statement is often used to output data to the screen. Echo. Echo means print, display. Like in this example, there is only a PHP code. Txt is a variable having type AGC, string. Clear? Then I love, then there is a variable txt. When this statement is executed, it print I love AGC. Clear? You can print in two ways like this. Here all this statement is written in double quotes like variable also. But here we not included variable in the double quotes. You can print values in these ways. If you are not enclosing variable in double quotes, then you have to use dot operator for concatenation. Clear? Like in Java, you use this symbol plus symbol for concatenation. Clear? Here, dot operator is used for concatenation. This is a code for printing sum of two numbers, x variable, y variable, then echo x plus y. You can also pass expression to echo statement, like in printf function in C. Okay, this is a code showing the concept of case sensitive. Variable names are case sensitive. Here in this code, we have a variable named color and value is red string. Clear? Here we are printing in different ways, three different ways. First, my car is dot. Here we are printing the variable as we declared. Clear? And the output is printed. My car is, here is the value of the variable red. Then in second statement, my house is, here we are using in capital letter. So no output is printed. In third statement, my boat is, my bot is, here we are printing variable color CO in small case and LOR in capital case. So no output is printed. Variables are case sensitive. Then next is PHP is a loosely typed language, which means in the example, like in this example or any example you can consider, we did not have to tell PHP which data type the variable is. We are not mentioning any type with the variable. PHP automatically converts the variable to the correct data type depending on its value. The type of variable is decided on the base of the value it have. Like 5 is of integer, 4 is of integer. So variable X and Y both have integer data type. Like in other languages such as C, C++, Java, the programmer must declare the name and type of the variable before using it. Clear? But in PHP, we don't need to specify any data type. The data type is decided on the base of the value a variable have. The concept of dynamic variables we will do later. Then next is PHP a variable scope. What is the scope? Anyone know what is scope? What is scope of variable? Anyone know about? Okay. Actually, scope means visibility. Scope means visibility in which portions of the program a variable can be accessible. Clear? There is actually two words. One is scope and other is lifetime. Lifetime. One is scope and other is lifetime. You have already studies in like C, C++ when you did storage classes. Clear? Scope is what? The visibility of a variable, in which portions a variable can be accessible, and lifetime is how much long a variable can exist in memory and maintain its value. Clear? This is our program. Suppose its name is P. And here we have a three functions like f1, f2 and f3. Clear? In f1 function we have a variable a, here we have a variable b, and here we have a variable c. Okay, and in our program we have a variable x. Clear? Now a variable is local to this function. Okay, and b variable is local to f2 function, and c variable is local to f3 function. But x is declared out of these functions. Clear? X is declared in the program, not in any function like a, b, c. Clear? Now a can be accessible only in f1 function, not in f2, not in f3, because a is the local variable of f1. Similarly, b is declared in f2 and is accessible only in f2 function, not in f1 and not in f3. Clear? Similarly, c variable is declared in f3 function and only accessible in f3, not in f1, not in f2, because this is a local variable of f3. Clear? But x can be accessible in f1 also, f2 also, and f3 also, because the scope of x is in the program, not limited to any function, because x is declared out of these functions. X is not in any block, in not any function. Clear? It is declared in the program, outside of all functions, all blocks. Now, what is the lifetime? Lifetime of variable. Lifetime of variable means how much long a variable can exist in memory and maintain its value. Like if control in this function f1, then a will get storage in memory, and when control exit from this function f1, transfer to anywhere in the program, the variable a will be removed from the memory. Clear? If control exit from this function, like transfer to other function, clear, then a will be removed from the memory. So the lifetime of variable a is also in this block only, in this function only. Clear? Similarly, b and c also have lifetime in this block only, but the lifetime of x is global, because x is a global variable, globally declared in the program. Now, scope of variable we already seen. What is scope of variable? And there are three different variable scopes, like local, global, and static. We all have seen what is local scope. Like local variable have local scope, global variable have global scope. And what is static, we will see further. Here is the example of global and local scope. Like variable declared outside of function has a global scope and can only be accessed outside a function. Clear? Here is HTML root tag, body tag, and here is PHP code. Here X is declared outside of function. For creating function in PHP, you have to write function keyword, then function name. Clear? Here we declare a X variable as global because it is not in any function. It is declared out of this function. So X is a global variable and have global scope. In this function, we are printing value of X. We are trying to access this global variable. Okay, we are trying to access global variable in this function. Using X inside this function will generate an error because global variable is only accessible outside of function, but we can access global variable. We can access global variable in any function. We will see in next slides. Here is the function call statement. And then we are printing variable X outside of this function. Clear? When this code is executed, the function call will transfer the control to function definition. And in this function, we have a printing statement, variable X inside the function is. Okay. But global variable cannot be directly accessible in the function. Here, no value of X will be printed. After printing, variable X inside function is like this. Variable X inside function is, but X cannot be directly accessible in the function. Like in other languages like C, C++, we can access global variables also inside the function. But in PHP, we cannot directly access the global variable. After calling function, after executing this function, the control will return to this statement. And here it will print the value of X. Okay. Now, to access the global variable within a function, use the global keyword before the variable. Clear? We have to use here global keyword before the variable. Here we have to write, not in printing statement, but in this statement here. However, these variables can be directly accessed or used outside the function without any keyword. Clear? Global variable will be accessible outside of any function without using any keyword, like as normal variable we access. But in the function, to access global variable, you have to use global keyword. Then now there is a example of local scope. Here is the PHP code. We have same function my test. Here we have declared a variable X local variable, and here we are printing its value. Here function is closed. This is a function call statement. Whenever this code is executed, the function call will transfer the control to function definition, and here we print the value of X. Now the value of X will be printed. Clear? But when we are trying to access X variable outside of function, then this will generate an error and value of X will be not printed. Value of X will not be printed. Clear? Okay, so X is not accessible out of the function. Next, global keyword. Here we seen about global keyword. If you want to access global variable in any function, then you have to use global keyword before the variable name. Here is the example. This is a PHP code, and here function, my test function, and these are the global variables X and Y, and we are using them in the function. Clear? First we use global X and Y. We have declared X and Y. Clear? Global keyword means we are going to use these variables. Clear? And here we are adding X plus Y, and then result will be stored in Y. Okay. When this code is executed, the function called statement transfer control here, and after executing the control, we return to this statement, and here we are printing Y. Clear? Y is what? A global variable. Here is the output. Here is the output of this code. Next is static keyword. Static keyword is also used to declare variables in a function which keep their value after the function has ended. What it means? The static keyword is also used to declare variables in a function which keep their value after the function has ended. By using keyword static, lifetime of variable will be global. Scope is local, but lifetime of variable is global. Clear? Variable can maintain its value even control exits from that function. Clear? For example, suppose this is a program. There is a function f1. Here we have a static variable a. Suppose here we have a function called f1, and initial value of a is suppose 0. Clear? We have another function call, and there is a third function call f1. And suppose a is not static, it is a normal variable. When we call with f1 function, it will print 0. After executing another statements, when control transfers or returns from this function, A will be removed from the memory. Clear? A will be removed from the memory because A has lifetime within this function only. Clear? Then when we call it second time, then A will get storage in memory. Okay, then new A will be created and assigned to value 0, and when we print it, it will print 0. Clear? When control exits from this function f1, A will be removed from the memory. Clear? Then on third call, A will be created in memory. Again, new A will be created and assigned to value 0. And when we print it, it will print 0. And when control exits from this function, then third time A will be removed from memory. Clear? During all three calls, A will print only 0 because lifetime of A is local to this function only. Whenever control exits from the function, A will be removed from the memory. Clear? So if you want to make lifetime of variable global, clear? You can use static keyword before the variable here, static. Clear? Now if A is static, you have to use keyword static. When we call F1, in F1, A will be created in memory and assigned to value 0. All these static variables allocated memory only once. Clear? Allocated memory only once and have lifetime global whenever control exists in the program. Clear? After executing another statements, control is exits from this function f1 and return to next statement. Now A will be exist in memory, not removed because now A has a global lifetime whenever control exists in the memory. Clear? On second call, suppose there is a incrementing statement here. Okay, I will show you this example for more clarification. Suppose there is a no static keyword. Without static keyword, what happened? I will show you. This is a function and these are the function call. When we first time call it, X will be created and assign value to 0. Then we print X, it will print 0. Clear? Then we here print next line and we increment X. Now X has value 1. But when control exits from this function, x will be removed from 0 because x has a local lifetime, only exist in memory whenever control is in this function. Whenever control exits from this function my test, x will be removed from the memory. Clear? On second call, now x is created in memory again and assigned to value 0. Then there is echo statement and we print it, it will print 0. Then next line, line break, and then we increment x. Now x has the value 1. Clear? And control exits from this function and x is also removed from the memory. On third call, again x is created in memory and we print its value, it will print 0. Clear? Then next line, then we increment the x. Now the x has value again 1. And after this control exits from this function, x is removed from the memory. Clear? It will print third time 0. Now if we are using static keyword, if we are using static keyword here, the static variables initialized, or we can say allocated memory only once. Now x has value 0. We print it, it will print 0. Then next line, then we increment x, it will have the now value the 1. Clear? This is when we call it first time. Clear? Now on second time, now after executing on first call, when control exits from this function, x will remain exist in memory because now x is static. And static variables have global lifetime. Global lifetime means whenever your program is running. Clear? Now after x has value 1 and on second call here x will not be initialized again, not created again, because static variables are created only once. Now it will print value 1, this value. Clear? Then we print next line, line break, and x is incremented by 1. So now x has value 2. Okay. Now control exits from this function. And again on third call, we print x, it will print 2. Clear? And control exits from this function. Now the program is closed. Now x can maintain its value during different function calls. Even control exits from that function in which x is declared. Now what is the dynamic variables? What is the concept of dynamic variables? Dynamic variable, like same as you learned the concept of pointer in C. Clear? By using pointer, you can indirectly access the value of another variable. In the same way, here you can use another variable, clear, from one variable, clear. You can indirectly access another variable. Like here, what is the concept of dynamic variables? PHP allows us to use dynamic variables. Dynamic variable is a variables. What it means? We can name a variable with the value stored in another variable. We can name a variable with the value stored in another variable. Okay, like here we have a text variable. Here we have a value of its hello world, and here this is a value. Okay, this is a value, but here we have a same name as variable name, clear. And this variable is a dynamic variable named as dynamic text. We can access this variable by using the dynamic text variable, clear. One variable contains the name of the another variable, clear. This variable contains the name of another variable, clear. We can access text variable value from this variable dynamic text, clear. Dynamic text is a variable that contains the value which is the name of another variable, clear. Dynamic text named variable contains a value which is not a normal value, actually which is a name of another variable, and this variable also have a value, clear. Now the concept is we can access this value from this variable, clear. Like in C, you have a pointers. You can access another variables by using pointer. Same way, we can access text variable by using this variable, clear. For example, for understanding it, we will take an example of C programming. Like in C, you have a like a variable of int type value 10, same as you have a this statement, okay, like text variable. I will not write. Okay, text have value hello world. I will write in short hello world. Now in C, you have a pointer variable like this, int p equal like this, clear. But here you have a statement like this. For understanding dynamic variable concept, I will relate to concept of pointer in C. Like here you have a dynamic text variable and value it text. Actually, it is a reference, clear, to this variable. Now, how you can access hello world value, or we can say text variable, through this dynamic variable? For this, you have to write it in curly brackets. Okay. Here value is text. Also there is a another dollar sign like this. Then it will print hello world string. Okay. You can use like this, or you can simple place double dollar sign before the variable. Clear? Like in C, you have to write P for accessing the value of A. In the same way, you use two dollar sign. One is in the curly brackets and another is in the out of curly bracket. Clear? Why it is called dynamic? Because at runtime it will create to reference to this value. Okay, dynamic text is here hello world. Here is the example. We have a variable text and value, and this is the dynamic variable, and I have the value named text, which is the name of this variable. Clear? And we are printing here the dynamic. Okay, then we have concatenate this variable text, and this value is printed here dynamic text. Then is then here we are using this format. Clear? This will return text. Clear? And outer dollar sign will be here, and this will return what is this text hello world. Clear? And dynamic text is what? This, because this is solved at runtime. So we can say this is a dynamic variables or dynamic text. Are you able to see this notepad window? Screen is visible to you? This window is visible to you, notepad window? Okay. This is a like how to run PHP code, full process, full process. I will discuss in tomorrow lecture how to set up. Now we will see how to run PHP code. Like I have write some small code, only a printing statement here. Clear? And now where to save this file, I will show you. Like there is a running exam server. Here we have a Apache. Okay, Apache is actually a server platform which is responsible for processing any HTTP request coming from different systems. Clear? So PHP is a server scripting language, runs on the server. So if you are save any file on your system, it cannot be directly run. You have to make your system as a server. Okay, you have to make your system as a server, then you can run PHP code on your system. Okay, like in tomorrow's lecture, I will discuss in detail how to download, how to set up. Clear? I have downloaded and installed XAMPP server on this system. In C drive, you have a folder of XAMPP. Open it, and here you will see htdocs named folder. Open it, and here I have created a folder named PHP Script. You have to create here a new folder so that you can save all the PHP files in one folder. Clear? Okay, I will delete all these files. Clear? In htdocs folder, I have created a PHP script named folder. Clear? Now I have to save this file, save as. In XAMPP folder and in subfolder htdocs, and here with the name, give your file name like first and save it with .php extension. Clear? And save here, and you can see here the file is saved. Now in browser window, here you have to give the path of the file for running. Like I will write a localhost. Localhost is what? Your server name. Clear? On your system. And slash, here give the folder name which you have created, in which you have saved your file at PHP script named folder. And here in this folder, I have created the file first.php. Clear? Like your HTML file, you can directly open it in your browser and file is going running. Clear? But PHP file cannot be run directly because PHP code is runs on the server. Then you have to install a server on your system and make your system as a server. Okay, then you can run PHP file. Here you can see the output of the file. And now I will stop this server. Clear? And now the file, see, the file is not working. because browser cannot directly run PHP file. First PHP file will be runs on server, and server make it simple HTML code, then forward to the browser. Clear? Now Apache server is running. Now you can see. Clear? Now here we have another code where we are adding two numbers. Clear? Here is the title of the page, body, PHP tag. Clear? This is the PHP code. Here we have a x variable value 20 and y variable value 30, and one is third variable z for storing addition. And here we are adding two numbers. Then we are printing the addition is. Clear? And this file we have saved in the same folder. Here you can see the path. Named addition.php and then save. Then in browser we are changing the file name addition.php and press enter. Here you can see the output of the file. Clear? We have seen how to declare variables, scope of variable, dynamic variables. Clear? And what is PHP scripting? Now next is PHP data types. What kind of data elements, what kind of types a PHP can support? Data type, what is a data type? Actually, data types define the type of the data a variable can store, or we can say data type is actually set of rules associated with the variables. And what are the variables? Variables actually name of the memory area used to store the value or data. Can anyone tell me what is data type? What is data type? Anyone know about the data type? Okay. Data type is actually set of rules. Actually, data type defines two things. First is range of values a variable can store, and storage size. Storage size. Clear? Data type defines two things: a possible range of values, a fixed range in which we can assign a value to the variable, and second is storage size, how much size a variable uh, will take for its storage in memory. And there are following types of data types: string, integer, float, floating point numbers, also called doubled, boolean. Boolean data type have only two values, true and false. Array, object, null, and resource. These are the data types we will study. Now, uh, first is string. A string is a sequence of characters. Clear? A string can be any text inside quotes. You can use single or double quotes. By using single or double quotes, you can write string. Here we are not mentioning any data type with the variable. Just by assigning value to variable, PHP will be able to know what type of X is. Clear? X is storing value of type string, so X have the data type string. Clear? Here we have two variables X and Y, and then here we are printing X. Here you can see the output, then line break for next line, and then Y variable. Clear? You can see, I will show you like here we have a I will show you this example. Like here we have a type HTML tag. Here we have a body tag, and here we have a PHP tag declaring variable X, assigning value, then variable Y, assigning value in single quotes, clear? And here we are printing X variable, then we are using next line break, and then we are printing Y variable. Clear? Here we write the code of PHP, and here we are closing PHP tag, closing body tag, and then closing HTML tag. Clear? Here we have two variables x and y. Both have string value, means both have the data type of string. Clear? And here we are printing variable x, then line break, clear, for next line, and then value of y variable, and then save as this file, C drive, XAMPP folder, htdocs, and in PHP script folder, all files, p3.php. Clear? Save. We have saved it. You can also see in this folder, and now in browser we are running it p3.php. See the output of this code. Clear? And in previous lecture we have studied a point about the PHP, that PHP code is not visible to the client. PHP code is not visible to the client. What it means, when we are trying to see the source code of this page, you can see here no PHP code is here. Clear? Only HTML code is here, because on the server side PHP code is interpreted, converted into machine code, and after interpreting or after processing PHP file, the server will generate a plain HTML file. Clear? As you see here, our code is it. Our code is this. This is our code, what we have write. Clear? But it is converted into plain HTML file. See the difference. Clear? Is it clear? Okay. Now on next slide, we have a second type of data type, integer data type. Okay. In PHP, we have an integer data type of 32-bit, 4-bit integer. Clear? And this is the range of integer data type from negative values to positive values. Clear? If you multiply 32 times of 2, then you will get the value first half and second half. Then you will get value 4292 4294 96 7296 after multiplying 32 times. Why we are multiplying it 32 times? Because integer of 4 bytes, and 1 byte is of 8 bits, and total number of bits are 32. Clear? And when you multiply 2 to 2 times, you will get this value, and after uh, by half it is a this half values, half range will be negative and half range will be positive. Clear? As you seen in the C programming. Clear? Range of int, range of char. And there are some rules for integer data type, like integer must have at least 1 digit, integer must not have decimal point, obviously integral values without decimal, and integer value can be positive or negative. Clear? And integers can be specified in decimals. Clear? Okay, students, thank you. We'll meet in next lecture.